worry, guys. I think we're pretty close to getting into the game, as you can see.
I think we could see a little peek there.
Yeah.
Like
we like to give you guys sneak previews of how the game's going to look, and as it turns out, we're going to be playing this game on Summoner's Rift. Howling Abyss is out for this one. Twisted Tree Line, we're not going there. Crystal Scar, no, not happening. We're Summoner's Rifting for this game. It has been confirmed.
Remember?
Was it the Crystal Scar? Was that?
It was, yeah.
Oh my! I can't believe I remembered that. That's ridiculous.
Remember Twisted Tree Line?
I love Twisted Tree Line.
Didn't we all?
The OG, before that weird spider came onto the map and stuff like that. Oh, big fan. Anyway, here we go. On to Summoner's Rift, as it were, for game number 1 between Gen.G and Afrika.
What you get with BDD is irrelevant for you because you can go back and look at that.
This is not good for Rascal as Keen picks up first blood under the turret, literally right next to the turret. Until they don't.
I'm really happy that you kind of catch me here. Like, don't get overexcited, buddy. We've seen this one before. Really appreciate you for having my back, Adam.
I got you.
I need that. I need that. They do know that Dread is here. He was spotted on a ward.
Oh, speaking of spotted on a ward, Clid going to do the same thing here as the bowling ball will connect. Dread only level 5, so no one's sleepy just yet. As Rascal gets himself a shield, but he'll just be eradicated. Dread spins around, grabs the kill. We got some bear slaps, but these are sad ones. And like you say, level 6 gained. Sleep unnecessary, although Dread did press the button out of celebration. And now it's 3-0 in this early game this morning and has really come to play.
And it's a top side again as we hit the hook.
Okay, Lands maybe in a little bit of trouble after that. Titan's Wrath doing a fair bit of work there as he goes down to 200 and goes Bang though. Gets himself the S rank. Fantastic headbutt from Live to immediately interrupt as now Bang's taking a lot of damage. Ruler still at full health, but everybody else getting a battering. Oh dear, that bowling ball needed to be avoided. Does so, as now BDD trying to get out of there. There's the Emperor's Divide. Back onto Clid as Shock Blast comes down as well. Everyone's sleepy, but the sleep on the side of Afrika is way more powerful. And they'll transition into a Herald. It looks like Afrika are not letting go.
I think he should keep trying to fight with Dread because we've seen what happens. And
Rascal, I mean, he wants to get the shield. That's why he moved forward, but it looked a little bit dicey. As Keen can definitely dive this. There is no doubt in my mind. Oh, goodness me. This is so scary. As Bang's getting dove on the bottom side, Ruler's trying to be that carry and is going to find it with a Void Seeker. The last second, fantastically tanked there by Life, but...
I don't know what's happening on top side, but we need to make something happen.
We are absolutely trying to do that as Life is being sandwiched here a little bit. There's the flash, 3-man pulverizes, teleport, comes through from BDD. The cow goes down very early as Keen was the focus, but he gets himself out of there. Fly is going to tidy up the damage as the Wrecker ultimate out from the Volley Bear does escape the Emperor's Divide, and he makes it underneath the turret as Ruler turns up maybe a little bit too late.
Gen.G's point of view is not great.
Oh, absolutely not, especially now with the lack of map control as they're looking to try and take down Keen. Clid going to get here, possibly a little bit late as Rascal's ulti doesn't really find the mark. Now we do have the bear flying through as the Shock Blast misses. BDD tries to find some Paddle Stars through it all, but there's the bubble. Perfectly done, as everyone had to avoid almost every one of those Shock Blasts.
We don't necessarily have the greatest 5v5 as Ruler. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is certainly some danger.
Oh, wave.
Yeah, Bang's going to try and get there as Clid comes on over. Life, remember, no ulti available. Clid out of the fight now as there's the exhaust. Killer Instinct, mostly for defense, but now BDD is teleported to this outer turret. Depth charge comes down as now Dread trying to get out of there. Emperor's Divide onto only Rascal, who manages to ulti at the very end, gets himself out. So now they're all in the Thunderdome with BDD as the dredge line. That anchor just needed one extra link in it as now Bang dives on forward. BDD goes golden though as the wave finally turns back up, and somehow Gen.G get their 80 carry out and everyone stays alive. They didn't stack though, unfortunately. So maybe not the best. Bye, Ruler. See you, mate.
That Gen.G actually picked up actually does give them a lot more time. And you're not looking at your comp to scale as... he didn't even see him coming, man. Like, that was just...
Bye-bye.
Oh, he flashes as well. That's the most painful game. One pickup just means complete loss of tempo.
All right, Clid looking for Keen. They try and get him. There's the flash pulverized as in goes Rascal as well. He's been exhausted, gets over the wall as Bang dashes through as well. As we've got a 3-man sleep off to the side, but Keen eventually does fall down. Ruler still has the Killer Instinct actually available as now this Ocean Drake might belong to Gen G.
Well, Bang was super fat on Tristana. The one thing they were not allowed to do was like have Bang die, and then Bang died.
I remember that, yeah.
Yes, and it's still fine. They have a really quick Baron, and Gen G want to contest here.
Well, they're going to try to. Shock Blast avoided by Clid, who throws in his control ward. Can he get round the back? He does have the flash available, gets into the pit, unable to steal it away from an Azir of all people. As now the fight is on. Clid is just going to burn down to the passive, goes to sleep as well, as Bang's going to collect it. Now Afrika just chasing everyone down. BDD trying to escape as best he can. The bowling ball just passes him by. As now just got backs coming through, as the rest of Afrika think, with this Baron, we may as well just barrel down the top lane.
It's not good.
No.
And now you do nothing, and that's not a great feeling.
Well, Ruler is almost at a Flame Horizon, which is pretty impressive, being on the losing team and still being able to find so much farm. As Gen G actually want to fight here as Keen almost just executes Clid. Life dives in, but the Unbreakable Will not looking like quite enough here as Rascal. That was an unfortunate teleport, played well from Bang, does basically nothing, but that's the Sleepy Bear. And he gets a bit of a heal, but doesn't quite make it out. Ruler's going to get tagged as well, as now it's Bang's time to shine. Yes, I'll give you an S for that one, my friend, as this is the end of the game, and Afrika will claim Game 1. Yeah, it's extraordinarily impressive in Afrika. What I want to go back to is the fact that we were apprehensive with Afrika getting that early lead, then being able to transition. Well, I'm just that little bit less apprehensive now. Post-game Keen breakdown. Yeah. Let's do a bit of the calculation, shall we? Has he done more damage than the entire team? Yeah, I think almost.
I think it's close. No, actually, I don't think it's close. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has. He has by a lot. It's like 4K above the entirety of Gen G.
Welcome back everybody for the last day of this week's LCK, and Afrika is taking on Gen G, and today's analyst desk will be joined by Subinyun, P3 and Gorilla. It's a rematch just after 10 days between Afrika and Gen G, and surprisingly enough, Afrika was able to stomp Gen G in this game. And this time around, Afrika took away Azir, some of the comfort pick for BDD. It was a very bold try for Afrika as a whole, because Fly is not a player that kind of tends to play Azir a lot, and not a lot of teams can actually outplay Gen G starting from the laning phase. That was not the winning recipe for the opponents for Gen G. It was a challenge for Afrika, but it was really impressive to see them to go this hard from the get-go. It was really odd to see Afrika opening that Udyr over to Clid, because Udyr is a champion that can play and make a lot of plays around the lanes with their priority, but this time around Afrika went to plan B. They let them play Udyr, and then they wanted to win lane and take away the power of Udyr combined together with the strong laners. It's because BDD was not able to play Azir in the mid lane. Well, there was no power or pressure coming out from the mid lane, and also we all know that Jace was doing a fantastic work from the beginning. He got solo kill at like level 3 or 4, and then Afrika didn't stop getting their snowball going. Now let's take a look how Afrika was able to get so ahead from the beginning. It was really sharp to see Keen going in like that, because a huge minion wave was going in for a turret. So Rascal used his Q skill in order to get that minion. So Keen knew there was no stun available for Volibear, so he just went in straight for that solo kill under the turret. And then because both top laners didn't have their flash, 2 of the junglers were gathered up, and Gen G had this information that Lilia was around the top lane as well, and she was not level 6 yet. But it was really weird to see actually Gen G going in so aggressively, even committing their flash for that kill. And Jace pushing Udyr away when he was trying to engage onto Lilia was really critical as well. Udyr is a champion that can get a lot of value by changing his stance in the jungle camps. Because he was not playing in the jungle camp, he could not get a regeneration of his mana as well. So that was not a good fight for Gen G to take, but they got a little bit emotional with that play. and they went in for a very high-risk play, and they had to take the risk. So Genji wanted to close out the gap, so they were forcing a fight on the mid lane. Genji is really used to playing game ahead, so maybe they kind of lack experience playing from behind. We have this information that Alistair had to use his flash or maybe ultimate because he wanted to go in for a turret dive earlier to this fight, but they still forced to open fight on the mid lane as well. So Africa Fricks felt really comfortable to take that fight and turn it around. Africa Fricks, well, because they were super fed, maybe Genji had to play around the Kaisao champion that was pretty much intact, even though Genji was falling apart. So they maybe wanted to open fight with Kaisa together on the mid lane, but Africa Fricks didn't really have a struggle dealing with that fight opening on the mid lane. Well, Africa Fricks, they did, take some time to close out this game, but still, because they had some solid and huge lead based on the laning phase, they were able to take down the Nexus smoothly. And Genji fell to Africa, and the player of the game, I wonder who is this? And it's gonna be Keen on Jace, the unstoppable solo laner. I also prefer this kind of a matchup on the top lane instead of seeing two tanks, because this kind of pick carries hard, but at the same time this kind of pick can also throw a game hard, and this game was a game that very aggressive pick solo carried a game. Massive DPM in this game, and just one-shot Kaisa with just a number of skills. And this is DM game-ending team fight. Genji had their eyes on Jace, and they were able to make some picks onto Jace, but that was not that effective. And a massive engage coming out from Lehans as well. So at the end of the mic check, Lehans was actually like, am I a god? Why am I so good? But, well, I think Keen was still better in order to take away that 8 votes for this POG votes. And Jungle was able to take away or snatch away 1 vote, but still Keen took 8 votes in total. So we also wanted to point out that Keen will be able to kind of boost up his stats based on the performance he showed in this game. So let's move on to game number 2, Genji versus Africa Fricks. Let's see whether they can also take away a win on the blue side or whether Genji can stand still as a second place team in the LCK.